Welcome to Deep Thought. You are here for a reason. I'm going to tell you what, and I can't tell you what your specific reason is. That's something that you have to look in the mirror for. Now, you'll probably, I've talked about constantly, especially on my Sunday morning videos, about you having a talent, you have a gift. Every single one of you have something. Every single one of you have, you're not just here. Now, I don't get into specific spiritual paths and everything, of course, but one thing my spiritual path will say is you're here for a reason. I'll share that much with you. You have an objective. You have something that you're here to do. You came here with talent. You came here with talent. You came here with certain gifts. And the gifts are not just for yourself, to be selfish or just to make money, but to help other people evolve, you know? You're here to do something. You're here on a mission. You just here just to sip some tea and chill out. You know, you are important. I don't care what you do, what you think. Don't get caught up into what society say, like, oh, you gotta have all this money to be important. Bullshit. Or you gotta be this famous person to be important. Bullshit. You know, everybody, like those people who got those things, they got a reason for having it, but that's their mission. You know, and shoot, some of them ain't really on their mission, but you got a reason to be here. You know, it could be, I've told the story a few times about this woman I used to work with, and you know, her and her husband, they had very modest jobs. She was an office clerk, he was a janitor, but what they were doing with their children, they were really raising their children well. That could have been their mission. Or I remember another woman, she worked in a cafeteria at this hotel. And she was real friendly. She made people feel good. That could have been her mission. Might not seem much. You know, I remember in college, there was a woman who was, she was a cleaning woman. She cleaned dorm rooms and dorm floors and everything. She was like, when she retired, you had all these future CEOs, future millionaires, future doctors and lawyers. They were they put on something for her. They really loved her. They really loved her. That could have been her purpose though. Remember, how you're affecting people in a positive way, that could be the reason. That means you're important. I don't care what it is. You could be the person who sweeps the floors in a building. You could be a person who owns the building. Both of you still have a level of importance. You know, speaking of which, that thing about cleaning a building, it was a story I saw in this book, Think and Grow Rich, A Black Choice by Dennis Kimbrough. And he was talking about this CEO of a building. He came in early and you know, there was a guy in there cleaning up and everything, and you know, the CEO thanked the guy, said, look, you really make it look clean and everything. And you know, the guy was just like, he teared up. He was like, nobody had really said anything to him. He appreciated his work. See, everybody, I don't care what you do, no matter what you're doing right now. It's like, ask yourself, what is it? You're like, don't look at other people. See, that's the thing. Don't look at other people. You don't want to be like that other person. That's jealousy, because I'm going to tell y'all something now. While you looking at the other person could be looking at you. That's something else too. That's something I need to talk about on another thing. I remember this guy, he was real good at getting the ladies. Like, I used to watch the women throw themselves at this guy. But I never forget what he said. He said to me, he said he wish he could be an ordinary guy who could just deal with ordinary women. So, you know, whatever the case, your mission in life might be to be that great parent, you know, that really great parent. You know, you might be raised, no telling who you could be raising. Whatever it is, whatever you do is important. You are here for a reason. You are here. Don't think you some accident. Whatever and that's something too. Because, you know, there was a scene that really moved me in that movie Creed that came out with Michael B. Jordan. And the scene that moved me was when he said, you know, I got to prove it. And, you know, Rocky was like, prove what? And, you know, Creed was like, I'm not a mistake. And I'm like, wow. It was a long time before I could watch that, but here's without tearing up. It was a long time. It took years before I could watch that without tearing up. But here's the thing, though. Not a single one of you is a mistake. I don't care what your parents told you, what everybody else told you. No, every single birth is a purpose. Every single birth is a purpose. Every single person is a purpose. If you here through all you probably had to get through to get here, you know, because I ain't gonna get into the political side of it, but if you show up, you born, you here for a reason. You here for a reason. You know, even if you like, even kids who are born with some type of illness or defect, you know, those kids are really helping somebody else out. You know, those kids are even helping somebody else out. You know, you might not see it, of course, but no telling whose hearts they opening up. I remember a woman who had a place in. She had a place in D.C., the Art and Drama Therapy Institute. I forgot her name exactly, because I got my sister. My sister was on the spectrum, rest her soul, but she was on the spectrum, and I never forget what she said about people like that. She called them angels, and I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, because who are they helping? You know. Who are they opening up? They might be opening up a lot of hearts and everything. So everybody, every single person, it's just a matter of understanding what your mission is. Like, don't look at yourself and think, oh, I'm not important. I don't matter. It's like, no. Everybody's important. Everybody got something. They just have to find what they're supposed to do. They have to find what their mission is. You know, they have to find their reason. And it can be tough. It's not easy. And, you know, it's not something that someone else can really tell you. It's not something somebody else can tell you. It's something that you have to figure out ultimately. Now, other people can give you suggestions. Other people can suggest something to you. But at the end of the day, you have to figure it out. You know, most they can do is give you clues or hints or something. But you have to figure it out. You have to figure out the reason that you're here. Why are you here? You know, what's your mission? What are you supposed to do? And what is your passion? If you want to think, well, how can I figure out what reason I'm here? Okay, what are you passionate about? What do you think about? What do you think about? What's important? What lives are you touching? You know, that classic movie, It's a Wonderful Life. You know, I can't remember the guy's name. You know, it's amazing. I be talking about some stuff, can't remember names right then. Of course, I'm going to remember while I'm driving or something. But, you know, the main character in that had touched a whole lot of lives. It touched a whole lot of lives. No telling whose lives that you're touching without even realizing it. All right? So anyway, I want y'all to think about that. Every single person, there's no exceptions. You're not here. And don't come on here talking about you don't know why you're here. All right? Because I'm going to think you bullshitting. All right? Seriously. Every single person is here for a reason. All right? So I want y'all to think on that. And y'all have a good weekend. And I'll talk to y'all Sunday morning. Peace and blessings.